On the day that we look at Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens, we'll be looking at the three modes that pertain to the cultural context to the comparative this year. So I've chosen Where the Crawdads Sing because it seems to be quite a common story that students are reading this year. It's impossible for me to do every single comparative, but this is a good one, I think, a good springboard. So we'll be looking at the three modes, literary genre, theme or issue, and cultural context. Starting with cultural context because it is probably the most common and most popular one, and looking at the marshland and where Kaya sits within society. So we'll be looking at the white community and how they perceive Kaya in the marshland, and the kind of course, the normal references to status and money and those kinds of things that you always see within cultural context. We'll also be looking at the Black community and how they are perceived within the story. So that's a really, really fascinating part. That's a fascinating mode, and one that, really, really lends itself very well to this story. We'll also be looking at theme or issue, and I'm choosing the theme of survival because it's very, very common for students to be choosing that theme. And I'll be looking at Kaya specifically because she is such a survivor. But we will look at, how her mother is a survivor. We'll look at how Mabel and Jumpin are surviving in their own way within this very kind of racist and difficult society. And then we will look at literary genre. I think literary genre really is a beautiful mode to look at with this book in mind, because Delia Owens really uses the landscape almost as a character within the story. She paints the swamp. You can almost feel the humidity of the swamp as she describes the story so uniquely and beautifully. So we will look at those three modes, and I'll make suggestions as to how you can compare and contrast them to other stories. Of course, with 20 different comparatives on the course, it's impossible to pick them all, but it is a really good springboard, and it's a very, very good story. So we will look at that. We will of course look at past papers, and we will try and as best I can show you how you can use this story under those three modes on the day.